Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I know it's been a minute since I've been on. I've had a lot going on in my personal life, and I've been up and down uh, I-75 and I-10 and I-95 and 295, and it's just been crazy. So, with that being said, I came on to give a story time. I actually found out about this recently. So this story time is extremely fresh, very fresh. I'm talking about like within a matter of 24 hours fresh. But I'm so disturbed by it. I said, you know what, I have to come on and talk about this. Maybe somebody else could be able to learn from this life experience and life lesson. So I was like, let me come on and talk to my people about it. So uh I have been responsible for taking care of certain things when it comes to my older family members. And because of that, I have been out of town a lot. Um, and I've been trying to take care of some stuff. I don't want to get into great detail into what that is, but I have been extremely stressed. So, because of that, my own personal business, and not just because of that, COVID as well, uh, a mix of COVID and then family things. I've been completely stressed, like to my wits' end. Like sometimes I literally just go into a room, make sure it's super, super dark, close the door, and I just don't want to hear anything. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be in silence and in darkness. It's been pretty bad. And this has been going on since, COVID. But I'm just trying to, like, every single day is a challenge. Uh and with my business, because of COVID, things aren't as lucrative as they were. So every single month it's literally like a prayer that things are still moving. So with that being said, I have a particular employee that noticed what was going on, how I've literally, like, sometimes as soon as we would leave, um I would have to get on the road and drive several hours to be able to take care of some things for my family and this, that, and the other. And they were like, hey, well, I can be able to get supplies from here. And, I already know who the supplier is and I already know what this is. And I can go ahead and do those things for you. And you just reimburse me, when I get paid or whatever. So, me being me, this person has been working for me for a while. Not necessarily working for me, but they like help out. They help out, and every once in a while they do um work, in our own payroll. They're more so like a contractor. And so me being me and just needing some type of relief, I was like, okay, oh my God, that'll be a big help. Thank you so much. So, people that work for me, my employees, everybody knows I'm vegan, vegetarian. They all know that. They always mess with me because, it's very shocking because, I was a person who made like a lot of jerk chicken, curry chicken, roti, uh, all type of different foods. And now all of a sudden I've transitioned to like this veganism. So they, this particular employee was like, hey, I really want to try your vegan food. And I said, no, because you're helping me. I don't mind. Like if I cook a dish, I'll make you something too. And then there's a couple of other employees, because I'm going to be real with you. Vegan people love for people to transition over to being vegan. We love for you to be able to try vegan food, love it, and be like completely shocked that there's no meat in it. And when it comes to vegan food, I am Iron Chef, honey. I'm really good at cooking vegan food. So they were helping me getting supplies, and then I was also making the meals and stuff too when I had time. Excuse me. Hold on, let me get some water. They don't want me to get this truth out, I can tell. So, the first week, and okay, just to let you know, it's like basic supplies. So, let's say these particular supplies, at most, I would pay maybe, I'm going to give like some numbers. I'm just going to throw some numbers out there just so you can be able to tell the difference. So let's say these particular supplies, I would at most maybe pay like $20 a week. At most, maybe $100, and this is even after inflation, um, for the entire month. So the budget for these particular supplies is like $100 for the month because of inflation. And because of the amount of storage that I have at the facility, I can only get so much of it because I don't have room to, store in huge amounts. So literally you just go pick it up for the week. After it's done, go pick it up for the next week after it's done, etc. So they offered to get the supplies. I was so thankful that they offered to do this. So the first week, they told me, hey, it was $20. Gave them the $20 reimbursement. That was cool. Second week, they were like, oh, we didn't actually need as much because we didn't sell as much. So the supplies were only like $10 that next week. And that made sense because when I went back through the books for this time, that particular time during the year, because this person has been helping me with supplies now for about like since last November. So we're talking about roughly almost 6 months, actually about October. So roughly like 6 months. So the first 2 weeks was fine. Then on the third week, it was a huge influx in the price. Like it literally was double. So then they were like, oh, the supplies were $45 the third week. And I keep a record of everything. And then, of course, I have to give them the reimbursement. So I have to write them out the check or whatever. So I'm just like, whoa, $45. Why is it $45? And they were like, oh, the supply place has been out. I ended up having to go here to get it retail from here. And this is what it costs. Thought it was very strange because I actually know the owner of the particular warehouse that sells it in bulk, but I still just believed what my employee told me. So I just was like, oh, okay. But then I would never get a receipt, and that's my fault. Because again, this is employee and I'm trusting them. So then it went from like, there was a on average, sometimes they would tell me it would be $50. Sometimes they would tell me it would be $60 because this other place that they went to didn't have it. So they had to go to another place. It got to the point where a supply that usually would cost me at max $100 for the entire month was costing me literally, I think the most that I paid was back in February, which was last month. $428 for these supplies. So we're talking about a 400% plus increase. Mind you, like I said, I'm already on a wing and a prayer in God's grace and mercy when it comes to my business. Like, if I could just tell you all the sacrifices I have made just to be able to fulfill payroll and make sure that my employees are always paid. So in February, when I saw the numbers and I went back to the numbers, it kept bothering me. And then it even got to the point where my accountant had even was like, yeah, these numbers are weird. Like, and I even had to cut back on some of the services that my accountant did for me because I'm trying to pinch pennies as much as I humanly possibly can. And I said, you know what? That is weird. So this particular day, I'm picking up a shift. And then there's something also that you all don't know. Over the course of the past 12 months, out of at the time, I had 11 employees. Out of those 11 employees, 3 of them passed away. So, also been dealing with that. So, I really, really take pride, and I'm so thankful for the employees that I do have left. And, we kind of like in it together to make sure that things are still running and keep running and everything. So about 2 weeks ago, I noticed that the supply, the supplies, like the packaging was like smushed. It wasn't like, it didn't look right. So it was almost like you had to work with it, if that makes any sense. Work with the supplies in order to package and make it work for the customers. So I just was like, this don't make any kind of sense. Like, we're paying this amount for these supplies, and then they not even quality supplies. Like, this look like mess. So I asked my particular employee again. I said, hey, I'm just gonna name a place. Is the depot still out of such and such and such? And they said, yeah, they're still out. They still out. They've been out for months. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Oh, goodness. Now, my employees don't know the relationships that I have with these other companies and businesses and other warehouses and things like that. They didn't know that I actually knew the owner and the owner's wife, have their cell phone number. Did not need to disclose that to my employee, but I just was like, wow, like, that's crazy, because I know for a fact this particular employee, in my heart of hearts, I felt like they were trustworthy. So fast forward, we ended up running out because, like I said, it was like some of the pieces were smushed. It just didn't look quality at all. It was like that for a minute, but because I'm up and down the road, and then when I finally do get to come in, it's kind of like I have to deal with whatever I can deal with, and I'm just trying to make it work. And so they noticed that we were running low on supplies, and they were like, oh, do you want me to go and pick up some more? And I said, no, we go work with what we have. Now, what they didn't know was I slipped out the back door, and I went ahead and went to go get the supplies myself. This was 2 weeks ago when we were running low. And see, that's another thing. That's the reason why the numbers had jumped to like $428, I think, was in February, the most I had paid for the supplies. Because sometimes in the middle of us working, we would run out because the pieces that we were trying to piece together to make the packaging work wasn't working because it was smushed. And then I would send them out to go and pick up more. So whatever numbers they told me, I just believed it. But that was my fault because I should have been receiving a receipt. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. So fast forward about 2 weeks ago, I had just gotten back into town, literally had driven, that particular day, round trip, I had driven like 7 hours. I was tired. Got back into town, noticed that supplies were low. The particular employee, I'm just going to call them Jared. Jared asked me, hey, boss lady, do you want me to go out and get some more? And I said, no, Jared, don't worry about it. Whatever we have, we don't have a whole lot of orders tonight. Whatever work, we'll just keep what we have. Because like I said, we haven't been getting business like we usually were, due to COVID and just economically, and then just inflation. Things are just different now. So I slipped out the back door. Now I went to go and get supplies. So I remember Jared telling me that the depot no longer had any of the stuff. That's what they were telling me. They had not had the items for months. Okay. So I'm just going to name a store. Because they were having to buy the stuff from like a retail store. So let's just say like Walmart. So, and this isn't the store that they were buying it from, but I'm just naming a store because I don't want to give too much information, but I want to give enough so you guys can be able to follow the narrative. So let's say that they went to Walmart. So go to Walmart, and I find the products at Walmart, but I noticed that the products aren't quality. They almost look like it's like dented, just like the same type of stuff that they've been bringing in to the business for the supplies. Looks exactly the same. And I'm just like, okay, whoa. So, I find the manager, speak to the manager. And I'm just like, hey, this is dented and you still charging this amount? And they were like, no. As a matter of fact, anybody that comes in that's been purchasing, because they were like, we have so much of it, we're literally like doing it half off. So let's say that this particular package, one package is $5. So instead of charging $5, they're really charging $2.50. So I'm just like, wow, how long has this been going on? They were like, we've been doing this for months, because we have literally thousands on a pallet and they all came in like that. So of course we don't want to charge customers the full amount when they're smashed or whatever. And I'm like, wow, okay. So it's basically been half off the whole time. Remember that. Now this is at quote unquote Walmart, right? Okay. So then that was in the back of my mind. I'm at Walmart, and again, it's not Walmart. It's another business that the packaging that the stuff is coming from, but I'm just naming Walmart. And I'm at Walmart. I have the buggy with quite a bit of it, because at this point, this person is telling me basically it's like buy one, get one free. It's BOGO because of the condition of it. So I have the cart and I'm pushing it, and then someone that knows me, we're talking, we're conversing, and they see what I have inside of the cart. And they named Jared's name mysteriously. And they're like, don't tell me that you about to push this cart out the store without paying like Jared does. I'm like, wait, what? Man, Jared come in here and get this stuff all the time and just be stealing it. I said, Don't say that, because see, that's another thing. I'm very big on people not lying on people. Um, Jared is a person that I've cooked for, I've prayed for. Um, they got into a really, really bad car accident. J- just put it this way. Jared was a person that I really hold to a higher esteem. So the fact that somebody was coming and telling me this, that was spidey senses again. Then the manager telling me, we've been selling this actually for 50% off, and actually we have so much of it. They were even saying that going into the next uh week or whatever, they were going to break it down to 75%, because it's just so much of it that they have that is damaged. So I was just like, okay. So these are two separate instances that kind of like, okay, something not right here. So I came back with the product. I came back with it, and they saw the packaging. Jared did. And he's just like, oh, you went and got some? And I was like, yeah, I went and got some. He was like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, well, we'll have enough to go ahead and finish up today, and then we'll have a little extra for some for the rest of the week. I said, yeah, uh-huh. Remember, I kept those two things in the back of my mind. I kept the person at the retail store telling me that he basically has had buggies full of this stuff and just walking out stealing it. Okay. Which is very, very strange. So maybe he was buying one and stealing the rest. I don't know. Then I have the manager telling me that they have such a surplus of damaged packaging that they have discounted it extremely. So I just said, okay. So I ended up going to the depot the next week. I went to the depot, bought the packaging. So let's say retail, it might come 50 to a pack, but wholesale at the depot, you might get 250 to 300 to a pack. So, retail, you would need to buy 6 packs in order for it to work. Wholesale, you only need to buy 1 pack for it to work. So you see the difference in the amount, in the how much you're paying, and this, that, and the other. So I go to the depot, I purchase the 1 package, and I see they have a whole bunch of it. It's a bunch of it at the depot. So I'm like, okay, this is strange. So when I came in, Jared sees me with the depot packaging. And he's like, oh, they got some more back in. And I said, yeah, evidently. I said, I went by there and they had some more. And he was like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. And he says to me, yeah, I went ahead and went by such and such and such Walmart. I went ahead and I went by Walmart and I picked these up. And he says, don't even worry about these. You could just reimburse me next week for these. I thought that was strange. I said, no, I want to go ahead and take care of it now. And he said, yeah, because these were kind of damaged. And we don't really have no other choice. I went ahead and I got 8 packs this time. I said, wait a minute, 8 packs? I said, we're really going to have way too much now. I said, because I have this and I have this. And he said, well, I went ahead and I bought it. I said, well, return it. You had the receipt, right? Return it. So I gave it back to him. And he's like, oh, no, I already threw away the receipt. I said, I said, well, I know at Walmart you can text the receipt and you can get a physical receipt. I said usually, you just put your phone number in And see, this is the thing. They do that for Walmart. They do it for really all the stores. You can text the receipt. And I know in my area they do. You can text, email, and print the receipt. So there's 3 different ways that you can get your receipt. And you can do all 3 if you choose to. And he's like, oh, I didn't do any of that. I said, well, they can run the cameras back. They can at least give you store credit. I don't need it. I ended up getting this. And he's like, well, boss lady, you didn't tell me if she was going to go by there and get it. I said, and I also didn't tell you to get 8 packages. And he's like, well, lately, been having to go out and get extra, sometimes while we in the middle of doing packaging and stuff because we run out. And I said, yeah, I've been noticing that. I said, yeah, back when the depot had it, was only spending maybe $10 a week for the supplies, at most maybe 15. And really I was exaggerating when I was saying at most $100 a month. Really at most $80 a month was the most I had ever spent on these supplies. And this is even after inflation. So we going from $80 to $428. So I'm saying that to him. He's like, well, is it a problem with me getting it? I said, actually, there is. I said, because these numbers are just not making any sense. I said, this is crazy. He's like, yeah, it's inflation. He's saying, Jared saying, yeah, inflation, with inflation and, you're seeing everything going up. So even the price is going up. And I said, oh, okay. I said, yeah, I don't think I want you to get as much anymore. And he's like, well, if you don't need me to get it, you need to go ahead and let me know that you don't want me to get it, because I don't want to be spending my money on anything and then can't get my money back. And he's like, because I don't need a store credit for that store. I said, but you shop there on the regular, right? I don't need no store credit for that store. I need my money. So me being me, not trying to argue, I want to go back through my checkbook, but I want to say I ended up paying him $70-something for these supplies. That particular, just for one day in supplies. When I tell y'all it ate at me. And I'm still dealing with so much stuff within my own personal life and with my family. And I had to go out of town. I had been back and forth out of town. I said, I don't care what's going on. I'm going to reach out to the depot and I'm going to speak to the owner or his wife, because something not making any sense. So I'm, with my family and I'm letting them know. I said, hey, I have to take care of some business, anything I need to take care of while I'm here. I promise I'm going to take care of it, but I got to step out and handle some business. So I picked up the phone and I called the owner of the depot. I introduced myself, let them know who I am. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, it's been so long since you've been by. That's the first thing they said. And I said, yeah, Jared used to go by for me to get things. And they said, we haven't seen Jared in, oh my gosh, in years. And I said, are you sure years? I said, because they just got some stuff for me. I said, well, wait, no. I said, I think the last time that they said that you had the supplies were like October. And he's like, are you talking about he's given the description, this, that, and the other? And I'm like, yeah. And they go, no, we keep that. He said, let me tell you something. That particular supply is one of our biggest money makers. This is what the owner is telling me. He said, that particular item is one of our biggest money makers. We keep it in stock. He says, anytime something is not in stock, and this is the depot, this is the warehouse. He says, whenever, I'm sorry about that, you guys. Let me drink some water. He said, whenever that particular item is not in stock, or any items are not in stock or running low, he says, I get an alert, because he says, not only do I have the physical location, but he says there's also virtual locate, it's a virtual business as well. So it tells me everything when it's running low, etc. He said, and the warehouse can be able to uh have, and he was giving me numbers and everything. And I said, well, has there ever been a time that it's been out of stock, where, like, let's say someone has had to wait for you to bring the pallet down and put it on the shelves? And he was like, yeah, it's been one time. And he went into his records, told me the date, because he's one of those people that keep everything, like, very, when you're running a multi-million-dollar business like that, you have to be very meticulous and, very organized. And he was just like, yeah, in the date that he said was back in October. And he said it was literally like a matter of a few minutes, because he said, I actually physically came in and brought it down and put it on the shelves myself. He said, I was not even there. I was home and came to the facility to make sure that it was fixed and straight. I was like, wow, okay. So now the owner of the depot is telling me that the supply has been there for months. So whereas I may have only needed to reimburse Jared $10, I've been reimbursing Jared sometimes $70, $80, because he's having to purchase it retail, supposedly. When I tell y'all, I felt like somebody was stabbing me in my heart because of everything else that I'm going through. I have somebody literally doing some crackhead-ish like this, because this is crackhead-ish. It really, really is. And I was just so hurt, because they know, my employees know what I'm going through. And they've prayed for me and just all type of things. And see, that's the thing. Listen, you have to be careful with the people who pray for you, because there's two types of praise, okay? There is Pray and there is Pey, because a lot of times they're not praying for you, they praying for you. Now, don't let that go over your head. So I had this information, and it's stewing in me, this information, because it's bothering me. It's really, really bothering me. So then I decide to just sit on it for a couple of days, because I just want to see how things move. Yesterday, I came back from out of town, instantly went into work and tried to help out. Here he is with this damaged-ish again. And he's telling me, yeah, you owe me $78. That's what he told me yesterday. Of course, I came in and I have the wholesale packaging from the depot. And I said, well, wow, we have a problem, don't we? I said, because then I say, from now on, I don't want you to get this amount. And he was like, well, what are we going to do if you're not here? We need it. I said, no, we had plenty. Now, this is just excess for no reason. I said, where's the receipt? Oh, I gave the receipt to such and such such. So let's just say Linda. He says he gave the receipt to Miss Linda. Miss Linda just so happened not to work yesterday. So I reach out to Miss Linda today. But that's not even important with reaching out to Miss Linda today. Let's get on Jared. Let's stay on Jared. So I said, he said, is there a problem with me getting the supplies? I said, yeah, it is. It definitely is. I said, Jared, let me tell you something. I said, at most, even during COVID, even after inflation, because the supplies did go up, the wholesale packaging used to only cost me $8. Now it would cost me 10. But if you have to buy it retail, it would cost $5 each little piece. So then you having to buy maybe 3 or 4 at a time. And you would need about maybe anywhere between 6 to 7 for the entire week. So at the most you're spending maybe $35 retail. Wholesale, you're spending 10. Okay. It's gotten to the point where sometimes I'm reimbursing him over $400 for the month. And I literally went back through my checkbook, counted up everything, looked at everything, because I had my numbers and I was waiting to have this conversation with him. So after close yesterday, I pull him to the side, pull him into the office, and we're talking. Because I don't want to do it in front of everybody. And I was just like, this isn't making sense to me. And he's like, well, if you're not here, he keeps saying, if you're not here, if you're not here, what do you want us to do? I said, but Jared, I've been bringing in enough to make sure that it's enough for everybody to be able to work. So I proceed to tell him. So I asked him, I said, Jared, I just want you to be honest with me. I said, because I already know the truth. I said, has the depot been out of the supplies? He said, yeah, they've been out. I said, when's the last time that you've been by there? Oh, I can't even remember, boss lady. I can't even remember. I said, was it this month? Oh, I don't know. I said, was it January? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time. So I start squinting. I'm looking at him. And I'm like, but that's where we usually get the supplies from. And you told me that the depot has been out of it. All I know is the last time I went there, they didn't have it. So, I just didn't go by there no more. I just, went ahead and went to such and such store and got it. I said, would that make sense to you? Where something where something is $10 one place, but you're purposely going somewhere else where it's 4, 5 times higher? That makes sense to you? Well, it's not about making sense. It's not about making sense. It's about making sure that it's here. It don't matter how much it costs, as long as it's here. That's what Jerry had nerve to say to me yesterday. It doesn't matter what it costs, as long as it's here so that people can work. Now, mind you, he's also getting paid too. So I said, well, let me tell you something, Jared. I spoke to the owner of the depot, and they said it was only one day back in October that they did not have the supplies. And I was told by the owner that they were only out for maybe tops 30 minutes because he physically left his home, came in, and brought it down and put it on the shelf. When I tell you the look in Jared's eyes when I said that, I said, so I'm going to ask you again, when's the last time that you've been to the depot to get the supplies? And he goes, I really don't remember. I said, okay. I said, so I have another question for you. I said, you've been getting them from Walmart, right? He like, yeah. I said, and you noticed that they damaged, right? And he's like, yeah, they've been that like that for months. I said, exactly. They've been like that for months, but it still made sense to you to spend that amount of money on damaged supplies. And he was like, well, I mean, we need it. I said, so when you would put it through the checkout, it never occurred to you to say something to one of the cashiers or to one of the managers or assistant managers about paying that amount of money for a retail product that's damaged? And he was like, no, I'm just trying to get in and out of there. I'm just trying to get in and out of there, boss lady. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to get in and out of there. That's exactly what he said. I said, okay, well, I spoke to the manager at Walmart. We just name it Walmart. It's not Walmart, but it's another store. I said, I spoke to the manager at Walmart. And the manager said that they've had this stuff on discount for months because it is damaged. And that's another part I didn't tell you all. When you ringed it up, it rings up discounted. So if he, in fact, was purchasing it from the store, like he said that he was, and ringing it up, he would have known that it was discounted. He had a crazy look on his face. Are you sure about that? I said, yeah. I said, here go the receipt. Pulled up the receipt and showed it to him. I said, because you have your receipts, right? Because I always tell you, make sure you have your receipt in order to get your reimbursement. I said, but I've been letting you slide for months without producing me not one receipt. I said, and then I'm going to tell you this. I said, I just so happen to have a cart full of this. I said, and somebody who knows me, knows the business, knows you, said jokingly, I hope you paid for it and not running out of here like Jared do. He had a look. Who said that? Somebody said I'm stealing? Yeah, that's exactly what they said. They said you're stealing. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's exactly what they said. I would never. All I'm trying to do is just trying to help you. This, real upset at this point. And see, when I want to be petty, I can really, really be petty. I had even reached out to said person that said that he be stealing it because they work there. I said to myself, I could reach out to them and get it on camera if he really stealing it. Because long story short, I don't believe ish. Jared says, he makes my skin crawl at this point. And it's so hurtful because he knows what I am dealing with my family right now. He knows that. He knows why I've been up and down the road. He knows it. He knows it. And to take advantage and prey on me and for me like he has. He knows I'm done with him. Honestly, this is not a situation that he could be let go of because technically he didn't steal anything from me. He didn't steal anything from me at all. He stole from a store and then tried to lie to me and tell me it cost one price when he was really getting it for free because he was stealing it. And then bringing it to me damaged and still making me pay retail for some damaged bullshit. Let's just call a thing a thing. When I tell y'all, I don't even know how to deal with this situation, because you would think, wow, this is so petty, right? But when I did the calculations of how much he has gotten reimbursed for the entirety of him getting supplies, we're talking about darn near $2,500 over the past 6 months, just in reimbursements. No, correction. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that much. $2,100 in reimbursements. Something that usually at most would cost $80 a month. $80 a month. So let's do the math. And this is after inflation, okay? So at the most, I would have only had to pay $480 at the most over these past couple of months, because I over $2,100 this man has gotten reimbursed. $2,100. I'm livid. But you make sacrifices for your elders and for people that you love. I would never tell my family about this situation because I don't want them to ever feel any type of guilt that what they're going through is not important enough for me to stop whatever the fuck I have going on business-wise for them. But let me say this. What he did is not right. It irks me to my soul. I barely could even get any sleep last night because it's like, wow, like you really, really trust people. Like literally, you trust people who, when I'm already stretched and I'm trying to like let go of certain reins and kind of letting other people take the lead on certain things so that I can be able to take care of my family. And then this is what happens. Whew. So, I don't know. Kind of like at a loss for words right now. I really just put on a happy face when I walk out the door, but this just really, really hurt me to my core because that money could have been used for so much more than just some freaking supplies. But understand that now Jared knows that I know what's up. He knows for a fact I know what's up. When the look on his face when I said the things that I said just told it all. And then, getting loud and this, that, and other. And I said, listen, I said it just like this to him. I said, listen, Jared, I'm being very respectful to you. I'm talking to you very calmly. What is the reason you jumping up, yelling, being agitated for no reason? Nah, because I just don't appreciate that. I don't understand. Yeah. You don't understand because you knew what you were doing. Now I'm going to say this. Even though I'm being tested and I am going through it, when I tell you I'm going through it, one thing that I do know in the midst of whatever turbulence is going on in my life, God don't play about me. God don't play about me. And God knows that my heart is so pure when it comes to trusting people and being there for people. Every single one of my employees that passed away financially, I gave something to except funerals. Because I felt like I was obligated to. Do you know all of the financial strain that I've been through just through COVID? You know, when you hear about all these scammers and these people doing this and doing that and getting this and getting that, I'm just like, wow, where was the government when it came down to me and my business? Because they wasn't up for me. Ooh, that's a whole nother story. Listen, y'all, like I said, be careful who you have pray for you, because a lot of times they're not praying for you, they're praying preying for you, because they see an opportunity to be able to get over on you. And a lot of times it's wrapped up in a prayer. And I know that probably going over some of y'all heads, but understand, in this situation, it definitely resonated. Now, the lesson that I learned from this is, no matter what you got going on, take care of your own ish. No matter what you have going on, take care of your own ish. Any questions? I know this was kind of heavy. Oh, okay. I haven't even looked at the chat. Okay, let's see. Oh, hey, CC Drayton. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Shelly. Happy birthday. How is your vacation going? I know you're on vacation. Hey, Chopper. Hey, Chop Chop. Oh, goodness. You thought you were blocked? How did you think you were blocked? Really? No, you're not blocked. I don't have nobody blocked over here. I don't even know how to block no one. What? Never. I don't have anybody blocked over here. And usually I do everything off of my laptop. So I don't know. That's weird. Oh, because I hadn't even looked down. Okay. You said because I was typing and nobody said anything. Yeah, because I hadn't even looked at the chat. I was just talking. So my apologies. Yeah. My apologies. I was just talking. So since it's a few of you all in here, how should I move forward with this situation? How should I move forward with Jared? What are your opinions? What do y'all think that I should do? Because legally, I cannot let him go because of this. It's not like he was stealing on the job. All of this transpired outside. And of course, I told him, yes, I wanted him to help. And then it was a whole bunch of other stuff that he was even saying that just really, really, just nailed it in. He even made the comment and said, well, my gas and my time, I'm not even factoring in that. And then he had the nerve to say, It doesn't matter how much it costs as long as it gets here. Whatever the price is, that's the price. Man, look at here. Oh, you said you didn't hear the whole story. Okay, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you'll have to go back and listen to it. It's pretty crazy. Basically, it's about an employee that took advantage of me. Yeah, for the past almost 6 months. So yeah. Okay, well that's my story time. I am going to come back on. Um, like I said, I've been dealing with other things, and this was kind of like my first my first video back into YouTube in a minute because it's just been a whole lot going on in my personal life and I just need to take a break. So I think it's probably been about 2 weeks since I've been on, but I did do a survey. If everybody goes over to my community wall and vote on the survey, I did a survey about what my next video would be after this one. I'm still gonna do Hot Pocket, but part three, because it's gonna be a 7-part series about Hot Pocket, my ex-best friend. So make sure you guys go over there and vote on what you want the next video to be about. So we have stock picks, we have YouTube drama, Hot Pocket part 3. And then if you all know about the situation that happened in Mexico, ooh, and the woman who went over with her 3 friends to Mexico, and as you all know, 2 people were killed, 1 was injured, and 1 was left extremely traumatized. So, you guys pick what we talk about next. So thank you all. So you said I need to do some story times. Yeah, you definitely have some story times to tell. I want you absolutely do, Chopper. So thank you guys so much for coming over. I pray that you all have an exciting rest of the weekend. I will be coming back on to talk about a few things. Just gonna give the poll a couple of more hours and then we'll decide what we talk about next. Okay, I will do, Shelly. You think I should tell that story time, Chopper? Okay. 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 Child, that was crazy. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. I could do that. I could do that. Okay. Oh, and Shelly, what we talked about, whenever you get a chance, just get that to me. Make sure you guys go ahead and go over and subscribe. If you have not subscribed to Triple OG Beef Sector CEO and then Chopper the Goat LLC. Chopper actually has allowed me to use some of his music, hey, for my story time. I have another story time series that's going to be coming about, and he's going to allow me to use his music. So I'm excited about that. So yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. All righty. Okay. Got it. All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I'm so appreciative for y'all letting me vent, child. I know this was kind of heavy, but y'all have no idea. You all have no idea what I've been through mentally. All righty. Oh, wow. Okay, I see it. I see it. I see it. Okay, Shelly, can I be able to use this for what I'm going to be putting together? I see exactly what you're talking about. Can I be able to use this? I don't want you. Well, I know you're not going to strike me, but I actually want to embed it in the video. So, can I be able to use this? Is she still on? Okay. Thanks, love. All right. Well, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Definitely will be doing like split screens and all of that to break it all down. I got you. All righty. That closet story is hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, I might come on to tell us the closet story sometime within the next 24 hours. That'll be a treat, a weekend treat, the closet story. I know y'all like the closet story. Oh, it goes down in the closet. All righty. Well, thank you all so much for coming on and spending some time with me on this Saturday. I will talk to you lovely people soon. Have a great rest of your weekend. And again, happy birthday to you, Shelly. Happy birthday to you, Shelly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Everyone, please wish Triple OG Beef Sector CEO Miss Shelley a very happy birthday, everyone. Hold on, let's see if we can put it up. Hold on. Hold on, let's see. Okay, there we go. Let's make it official. Well, you don't look it, and that's what's important. You do not look it, and that's what's important. Because a lot of these people, honey, they say black don't crack, but it's cracking around here on this, on certain sides of the road. So you look amazing to be your age. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So everybody in the chat, when you watch this replay, please wish her a happy birthday. You usually do, what hearts do? You usually do the black hearts. You all know what to do, bottle poppers. Come down over to the comment section and wish her a happy birthday. I'm a firm believer in bringing in your birthday with a lot of love and a lot of happiness and joy, because it lets you it sets the tone for your solar return. It sets the tone. Yes, the green hearts, put a whole lot of green hearts in the comment section and tell her happy birthday. And go over there and flood her page as well. Shelly has like 3 or 4 pages. Just flood them with green hearts, you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much again for coming over and talking to me. And I will talk to you all later. Any questions? Anybody want to, any questions? What do y'all think that I should do about Jared? I know a couple of people didn't get a chance to hear it in its entirety from the beginning, but from what you all did hear, what do you guys think that I should do about Jared? Because I cannot let him go. Legally, I cannot let him go because of this. I can let him go if he, were stealing at the job, but he technically was not stealing at the job. He was stealing from somewhere else and then charging me an astronomical price. So what do you all think that I should do. Let's see. Let's see if anybody want to come up. Let's see. You said send him to the way I was praying. He may be there. Cause I'm telling you, the way I was praying, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was not playing the way I was praying at all. I was really feeling some type of way about it. It seriously bothered me. Seriously. Anybody want to come on to StreamYard and give your opinion? The link is there. Okay, yeah. Because I know you on vacation, honey. I didn't expect you to come up. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. Everybody tell Miss Shelly happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And thank you again, Chopper, for coming by and stopping by. And thanks to all of my bottle poppers. Until next time, I will see you all later. All right.